Good morning, guys, and thank you for joining the Gig Is podcast with your host, Jade Garner. So, this morning I wanted to talk about tipping because I received a very generous tip yesterday, and it was very unexpected. I received a $100 tip from a $13 order, which was just a little bit of groceries. And I'm so grateful because the lady gave it to me because I'm pregnant. And it threw me off guard because, just because I'm pregnant, I don't walk around expecting extra tips. I mean, do you think I deserve an extra tip? What do y'all think? Let me know. But it threw me off guard because I just dropped her stuff down. The only reason why she saw me is because she had wine, so I had to do an ID check on her. And I was waiting because I knocked on the door, and she came out with $100 bill. Yes, $100 bill. I was like, oh my God. Like, at first I didn't, honestly, when I first got it, because I've received cash tips before. So if you're a delivery driver, you know whenever you receive cash tips, you try to be as humble as possible, and you don't like stare at the money and you're like, oh my God, this isn't enough, or da da da. So when I grabbed it, I was like, oh, thank you, thinking I'm about to get a 5 or a 10 or whatever. And I just happened to glance down, and there was an extra zero on the quote unquote $10. And I was like, oh my God, ma'am, thank you so much. Like, this is so generous of you. And she said, this is for your baby, and I just went in for a bear hug. Would y'all have done the same? Going for a bear hug. She was really sweet, smelled good too. And so I went on my merry way and ended up getting a $30 Spark order right after that. So $130 within an hour. Oh yeah, I went home after that. Oh gosh, would have kept going? I wanted to, but that day I didn't feel too good, and I had my toddler with me, and I just needed to make some extra change. Honestly, I was going for like $50 for the day just so I can, go buy me some stuff for my baby. But, $130 an hour? Yes. And I posted it on my TikTok and Instagram. So if y'all didn't see that, y'all missing out. Like, y'all missing out. Y'all missed the exclusive because I made a whole video of me receiving it. Like, I recorded the whole thing because I wasn't expecting it to happen. But yes, so today we're going to be talking about tipping. Do you tip your delivery drivers? I think you should. If you're going to sit at home, order some food, or order lunch for the office, I think you should tip. Like, you're not getting up, driving, picking up the food, waiting in the line, especially if it's lunch, waiting in line to get the order, fighting traffic, getting to your house, getting to the office to get the order for you. You need to tip. You can't be out here just ordering food with no tips. That's unacceptable. My thing is with the tips. My thing is with the tips is we're wasting our mileage and we're wasting our gas. Car expenses. What if we pop a tire, get into your house, or get stuck in the damn mud? That's actually happened to me where I went to deliver some Taco Bell, and it was a stacked order. And so I didn't realize I wasn't getting paid for it because the first person paid so well, and Uber Eats just hit it so good that it looked like I was getting tipped from both people. And when I went to go drop off the second order, the no tipper, I got stuck in their mud, in their yard. Like, that was the only way to get to their house, was like down their driveway, which it had rained the day before. And it was just a money mess. And a family member had to literally come and pull me out of the yard just so I can find out I didn't get tipped. Not even extra after the fact, like, hey, sorry, you got stuck in my driveway. Here's $10. You know what I mean? Nothing. You're not putting yourself at risk going out there to drop off the order. Say it's raining, storming, icy outside. We just had a blizzard. You know what I mean? You're not going out there to do all this stuff, and you're ordering food and you don't tip. It's just, I think it's like irresponsible. If you have exact change, that's totally fine. But go get in your car and go get the food. That's just common sense, right? That's what I do, at least. I don't go and order food if I don't have the money. If I don't have the money, then I'm not ordering food. There was this one time that I did order an item off of Best Buy, but I had it put under as deliver. And I was under the impression that the delivery was going to be through the U.S. Postal Services. Come to find out, the next day it was through the delivery app service called Roadie. And I was honestly mad because there was no option to tip. There was nothing that said, hey, this is going to be through a delivery service. Do you want to add a tip? I didn't know until the morning of, when they sent me a text message saying, hey, your item is going to be delivered around this time. This is the app service. This is the link. And I'm like, excuse me. I had to burp. I'm drinking coffee this morning. I had to wake up. I'm like, excuse me? That like offended me as a person who does this for a living and talk about it for a living. And I am getting services and did not tip. And this lady was coming from Tomball. For me, that's like a 45-minute to an hour drive if the traffic is good to get to my house. That's how far away she was. And it wasn't like I planned it. That's just, sometimes these shitty ass apps do that. She probably got a stacked order where she was going to get paid X amount of money if she took a whole bunch of packages, like kind of like Amazon Flex, and went to deliver them. Because she was, you could track her too on top of it. So you could see everywhere she had stopped at to go drop off deliveries from, I don't know if it was just Best Buy or somebody else, and then make it to my house. So I was like incredibly grateful that she brought it to me, but I was so freaking pissed off because I'm like, dude, I would have tipped. But luckily, my husband was home because I didn't have cash. I didn't have nothing. I was not ready for this experience to happen to me. My husband came home just in time for her to drop it off, and he's like, honey, there's somebody in the yard. And I'm like, yes, I ordered and they're here to drop it off. And he's like, did you tip them? And I was like, no, I didn't even know. I thought my stuff was coming in through the mail. And he was like, I got you. Had like $5 or $6 in cash on him, and went and gave it to the young lady. So thank God for that, because honestly, it really hurt my spirit. I was pissed off. I felt like, damn, I'm part of the problem. Even though I wasn't trying to be a part of the problem, I was pushed into it. Do you think they do that on purpose? Like they make people go and deliver stuff and they don't tell the customer about it, so you don't get tipped. They're trying to like take the tipping out slowly, because I know there's been a lot of not arguments, but like talks about these types of things. I don't get into the politics of it all, but I know New York is doing something like that where they got rid of the tipping, or like you have to pay the drivers, like the app has to pay the drivers a certain amount of money. So I don't know if they're trying to get rid of it or they're trying to like hide it from people. So like, sorry about that, you guys. I recorded the house. That was my baby was coming in. Wanted some cereal. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know if they're trying to hide it or anything like that, but I was completely out of the loop that I was getting services through a delivery service. So I don't know. Maybe we'll look into it, do a little investigation. We'll see. But I try not to pay too much to the political side of it all. So let's see here. I actually have a few Reddit comments that I wanted to read and go over because they are actually very interesting. Let's see, let's pull them up. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, these are really good. They tie in perfectly with the topic. So, this lady Reba, she says, I'm a low income older person living in a high cost living area. I can't imagine tipping less than $5 for pizza delivery. They drive their own cars, pay their own gas, and often don't get paid minimum wage. If I can't afford to tip, I can't afford to order. That part. Sure, I would prefer to abolish tipping and require that all employees get paid a fair wage. Under tipping is not going to fix the issue. Very true. Thank you for that, Reba. Yeah, let's talk about the $5. $5 is the minimum, guys. If you can't tip $5, then why are you ordering food? Okay, so the next one. Okay, so this is from Harold. Speaking as both a dasher and a person who uses DoorDash, I don't think that the cost of your order should be the only consideration. You also need to consider your location relatively close to the restaurant you're ordering from. Very true, very true. Every time a dasher gets an order, the app gives us one, the total we will be paid, two, the mileage we will need to travel in order to pick up and deliver the order, and then we make an assessment on whether or not to take the order based on the cost benefits analysis that weighs those two factors pretty heavily. If you're tipping 20% on a $20 order, which is $4, I only need to travel 2 miles. I'll probably take your order. However, if you're tipping $4 and I have to travel 10 miles to fulfill your order, it's not for me, dog. That's what he says. It's not for me, dog. And would you take an order like that? Oh, and he has a picture. Okay. So totally true. This is actually how I look at it. I do the same thing. So if I get an order that says $10 to go to McDonald's to take it 2.5 miles, sure, I'm gonna take it. But if I get a $10 McDonald's order and it's telling me I need to go 15 to 20 miles to go give you your food, boo boo, you should have got up and came and got that, or you need to add an extra $5-10 into that bunch. But DoorDash just started. If you like the podcast and want to hear the rest of it, click the link down below to listen to the rest of it on Spotify.